Alright. Hello and welcome back one last time for my little series of reflections on authority. When I started this, I just wanted a two-part video. I just really wanted to sum up those bulletin articles that I wrote, which is why I was constantly looking down at those papers. But wouldn't you know it, after I filmed the first one with the intention of filming the second one the next day, I went and visited a friend. And as we were there and just kind of chatting, he said something that was so on point with these videos, I just had to share it and change this two-part video series to 3. He started talking to me about I don't know, a report or a news article or something like that. I didn't read it myself, so I'm not sure exactly what it was. But it was talking about the psychology of people who interact with the police. Like when we're pulled over, how easily we can bend to unreasonable demands when it comes from a police officer. And what I found striking about that is he immediately explained this to me while using the word authority to mean a person who has power over you and will force you to do something you wouldn't otherwise want to do. And I'm like, I understood his point. His argument was not false. It wasn't a bad argument. But I was sitting there listening to him say this, and his understanding of authority was precisely the opposite of what I'm talking about in these videos. For him, authority is something to fear. Authority is something you lord over other people. And that's the spitting image of the corruption of authority, which I hopefully, explained reasonably clearly in the last 2 videos. I will restate my argument here. Authority, real authority, cares about the well-being of other people. Authority does not speak on matters that it does not, claim as its realm of influence, if you will. Real authority does not depend upon fear or intimidation. Authority accepts responsibility for its actions, good and bad. And authority should be capable, under, normal circumstances at least. Real authority should be capable of explaining why something is important or worthy of our attention. The other interesting thing about this friend of mine, he's got issues with the police, and that's okay. I get that. This friend of mine comes from a medical background. He was an EMT. And so if I was feeling argumentative, which I wasn't at the time, I would be very interested about what he would say if I flipped authority, his definition of authority, back on himself. Because he talks about authority of the police as something to fear, as something that is lorded over you. How would he feel if I talked about medical authority like that, where doctors just lord it over us and it's something to fear and we shouldn't trust doctors at all? I think you'd have a very different opinion about that. So again, there is a huge difference between real authority and false authority. Sincere, authentic leadership and the corruption of those honored positions. And all too often in society, we see the bad, and we assign those bad traits to the good. We look at bad authority. We look at the corruption of authority, and we mistakenly come to conclusion that that is what authority is at its heart. And that's not true. That is what authority is when things have gone wrong. But when things are functioning harmoniously, as they are meant to be, it is a very different image and a very different result. So thanks again. Be good, and I appreciate your viewership. God bless.